Greetings and welcome back to the channel, guys. Do I have some good news for you today? The new update is out, 105. Tons of bug fixes, a little bit of a balance change, and just overall a really great update. So let's just get right into it and see what we got. Coin sellers, you've seen them. You've seen them in chat. You've probably seen them all day long. There's a lot of them. It's really annoying. They even like private message you in game. I had that a couple times, getting a private message. It's just a coin seller just dropping the links in there. Really annoying. I'm glad they're cracking down on them now. So they banned a lot of accounts that have spammed that based on reports. So if you've reported any coin sellers before, thank you. That helped. And they added restrictions to prevent player-to-player trading and currency transfer from characters under level 10 and with accounts less than 72 hours old. I'm not sure if I like that change too much, because like one thing I do when I make a new character, and I do like making new characters every once in a while, is I would just pick up some flint at the beach, and then when I get to the town, I would sell that for a couple extra coins to work with in the beginning. So that would mean I couldn't use the trading post on a new character. Not super happy about that, but hey, if it helps keep the coin sellers away, I'm all for it. When it comes to exploits, though, the duping exploits have been fixed. I would assume there's probably still duping exploits going on because there's so many, and people have just been discovering more and more duping exploits. But they fixed the one with the storage sheds and the crafting stations, and the one with territory town projects. So, that's pretty good. I hope we can like finally get rid of all the duping exploits, because that really causes the economy to kind of like take a nosedive here and there, and it's not pretty, right? It's not pretty. When it comes to combat, some really nice changes with the life staff. Got nerfed again. They moved the small area of effects that were triggering on pass-through from every hit of the base version of Orb of Protection. AoE no longer triggers on pass-through from the Aegis upgrade. It will only trigger on impact against an enemy or object now. So there's that. Reduce the attribute. This is a big one. The attribute respec coin cost by 60%. So in case you don't know that, if you're level 60 and you want to respec your attributes, that costs you straight up 500 gold, which is a lot of money, especially when you're on a server that doesn't have a strong economy and you just can't make a good amount of money selling your items. For me, the only satisfying way to make money was basically Outpost Rush, and they just like recently enabled that again. So before Outpost Rush was re-enabled, I didn't really have a good way of making money. I was really struggling, but yeah, now with Outpost Rush bringing in some money, maybe due to the coin sellers and the duping exploits, maybe the economy stabilizes a little bit more, so people have more money to spend, and then having cheaper respec costs. That's a great thing to have. I'm a build crafter. I like to switch up my builds every once in a while, and so 60% less cost is a really good thing. Also, the same thing happened with the weapon mastery respec. This was reduced by 75%. Really nice. I didn't think the Azoth cost was like that much of a problem. It was too much, but Azoth is a little bit easier to get. So that wasn't really that much of an issue, but here, 75% cost reduction, really nice. If you want to try a couple things, if you want to, test different builds or like different stat allocations, different passives in your weapons, now you can do it without breaking the bank. Really nice change. They reduce the coin cost of chisels by 20 to 50% depending on the tier. These are, of course, used to make tuning orbs to get access to certain dungeons. That's really nice. They said that recently they wanted to reduce the cost of, making tuning orbs. I think they should also like kind of make the recipes a little cheaper, because sometimes, I've looked at some of the tuning orb recipes. There's sometimes materials in there that I've never heard of. I have no idea where to get them. So maybe there could be, a little bit more, adjusting. But overall, that's a really nice change. To encourage competition in Outpost Rush, we've slightly reduced the coin and Azov rewards for the losing team. Yeah, so up until now, basically when you lost in Outpost Rush, you would not really get any significant reduction in rewards. I don't even know if you got any. Like for me, it varied between like 170 coins and 360 coins for the most part. And I don't know what the what that's based on. I assume it's based on losing or winning, or like how you did personally in these matches. But yeah, now if you wanna get your stuff, if you really want to like make some money and get good gear and stuff like that in Outpost Rush, you gotta win. Which sometimes you just don't have really too much of control over whether your team's winning or not. Sometimes you're just on a bad team. Like I had that a lot. No amount of support can make a team win sometimes, but yeah, we'll see how this plays out. We've surfaced the war conflict progress bars on the map, the faction board, when there is an upcoming invasion, so you can still gain war conflict for your faction. Thank you. Identical weapon equipping. Oh, here we go. You guys have seen the videos on my channel about that very topic. So players can no longer equip the same weapon type in both weapon slots. We want each weapon slot to have different weapon type to open up to combat diversity. The change also addresses issues which could occur when weapon swapping between weapons of the same type. Yep. So there's by the way, there's like two changes to this specific thing where people have used like double weapons to gain like super fast light attack speeds, which is a problem. Recently there was like this what was it? Was it a TSM guy? I don't know. That got caught like farming a boss in a dungeon with a double fire staff. Yeah, that's an issue. I've displayed this exploit on my channel before. Got a lot of hate from a lot of people that didn't understand why I made the video. And yeah, just in case you watched the video and you are one of the people that got mad, let me just explain that real quick again. The reason I made the video is so that everybody could see it, and it forces Amazon's hand to fix it. And here we go. A week later, it's fixed. I knew this was going to get fixed because I had private talks with the community managers, and they assured me that this was being worked on and getting fixed in the next update. So here it is, and I'm very happy to see it. Then we have some group scaling passives, which is really good. Fixed issues which could cause passive effects that scaled off the number of nearby foes, such as Bloodlust. I don't know. Does Bloodlust scale? It doesn't scale. It just activates, right, on nearby foes. But it probably is like the same root cause that caused all the other issues here. Against all odds on the hatchet and outnumbered on the Warhammer to apply incorrectly. So in case you don't know what happened here, the Great Axe has a Bloodlust passive. That's like the last passive in one of the trees that gives you extra damage and extra movement speed. When you're looking at a target, apparently this could bug out and just apply the this passive just permanently to an account, so that you would always have the movement speed and always have the extra damage, which of course is a big issue because that's like the best movement speed passive in the game, and having that on really creates a lot of issues. Against all odds, you might have seen the hatchets like 2 or 3 shotting people in PvP, or just in PvE too. Like a lot of people are using in PvE because the against all odds passive, which is supposed to like give you more damage depending on the amount of people around you, that one bugged out and like kept scaling up and not resetting, so you would have this on your account the entire time as long as you stayed on the hatchet and didn't swap away. So this would just scale up higher and higher and higher up until it reached like a maximum of 300% extra damage, and that caused the hatchet to just like do crazy damage. So what that did is you didn't even have to like invest into strength at all. You didn't even have to really like care about any stats really. You could just like build for the stats that for your main weapon and just use like the hatchet kind of as like a cheesy weapon once you want to go in there and just like do a lot of damage to a specific person. A lot of people did that. I'm glad it's gotten fixed because honestly, it's kind of rough when you're outplaying someone and you're avoiding all the attacks and they're just they're just not really taking the amount of damage because of what we're just getting to next, the resilient perk. That was bug too. And then they just connect 2 or 3 hits and just chunk you for all your health, which is, it wasn't fun. So I'm looking forward to PvP, seeing what the new balance feels like. The spell strike consistency fixed an issue which caused several magic spells such as Ice Storm and Gravity Wall to not hit consistently. Yeah, I think this also includes other spells like a Pillar of Fire, probably, which is pretty buggy for me, and probably also Fireball, which sometimes just flies through people, flies through the floor, never hits anything, just disappears. Um, then, as mentioned, the Resilient perk, that was bugged ever since the game came out and was really a cause of, you know, PvP kind of sucked because you just couldn't do damage to people, especially like in like a situation where you are like lower level than the person you're fighting. They have the PvP gear on with the Resilient perk. They would mitigate so much damage. You basically did no damage to them, and yeah, that kind of really frustrated me. So I'm glad to see that they fixed that now, and it applies the actual damage mitigation only to the critical hits and not to all damage, which is very, very nice. PvP flagging fixed an issue that allowed PvP and PvE players to heal each other. Thank you. Outpost rush fixed an issue that allowed players to get out of the starting fort before the match starts. Yeah, I've seen the video. Apparently, there's like a way where you can just climb up and like climb over an invisible wall, and then that would allow you to get out of the fort before the kind of the timer is up and people can actually officially leave their forts. So people could start like getting to the other outposts and start flipping them immediately as soon as the timer ran out. So yeah, that's a good thing. I haven't really seen that much in my games, but yeah, I know it happened. We now prevent multiple players from interacting with the altar and outpost rush. This will prevent players from getting multiple summon tokens per 500 Azoth. I guess that's good because the brute that's being summoned with that token is pretty mean, and I don't want to see like a million of those running around, to be honest. Fix an issue that sometimes caused the nameplates of summoned allies to appear hostile. Um, yeah, that one is. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen a similar one. I had some issues in Outpost Rush where the nameplate of certain um people from your faction that are on the enemy team, they would kind of flip through like between like hostile and friendly. So they would like flip between red and green all the time. It's really, really weird. You see someone, you're like, oh, there's an enemy, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, it's a friendly, and then oh wait, it's an enemy again. Like, what's going on here? That one has not been fixed apparently, but maybe next week. Fixed an issue that was causing Battle Bread, the food buff and Outpost Rush to be twice as effective as intended. I love the Battle Bread. I recently made a video about how to defensively play in Outpost Rush. You should definitely watch that. It's a really good one. Lots of really nice information. And I was talking about the Battle Bread and how much I love it. And I mentioned in the video that I think it is more than the stated 10%, because I never did any like real tests on it, but it felt like more. Like when I used the battle bread, it always I could really feel the difference in damage. Just even without looking at the numbers, just like the feeling of like how fast you can drop a player. It definitely felt more than 10%, and apparently I was right on that one. And we'll see what the new tooltip says. Updated the tooltip on the Battle Bread Monster Slayer stew and properly describe the buffs they provide. Okay, yeah, we're gonna see what that says now. Fix an issue that could cause players become stuck in a teleport loop if they teleport out of Outpost Rush while using Unstuck. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Then we have some general bug fixes. Fix an issue where that prevented some people from joining Outpost Rush because they had a pending group invite. Honestly, like the invites in New World, they're a little buggy anyway. They need to be looked at. Repair kits should no longer require coin to use. Yeah, they shouldn't. Fixed an issue that sometimes caused players to use the wrong consumable when using consumables from the inventory screen. I heard about it. Apparently, it's like if you're in your inventory and you're clicking on an item and you click consume or use, and then you move the mouse right after clicking, like the consume action happens a little delayed. So if you click on it and move your mouse cursor away and you move it over a different item, it would consume that item instead because the action was just applied a little too late. So yeah, I heard about that one. Fixed various issues with invasion status showing before the invasion was declared. Updated missing English text on login pop-up explaining housing tax compensation. Yeah, we had that one. Fixed an issue allowing magic weapons to animation cancel their primary attacks with a weapon swap or targeting spells causing rate of fire to be faster than intended. Yep. So that's the second part to the kind of like double life staff, double fire staff thing that I talked about. I'm glad they fixed it. I'm glad people can't exploit that anymore because it was kind of annoying. So yeah, good times. Fixed an issue that caused the Ice Gauntlet upgrade pylon dodge to only work immediately after you place the ice pylon. Fixed an issue that could cause player to lose their the house, lose their house while offline during maintenance. Yeah, we heard about that. Apparently, people have lost their houses and they will be reimbursed in the future. Unfortunately, not today, but maybe next week. I don't know. Like it's kind of weird that it takes them so long to reimburse the players because that happened a while ago. So yeah, if you're affected by this, I'm sorry. Stay tuned. They're gonna reimburse you for the house that you lost. So yeah, fixed an issue with enemy AI duplicating and stacking spawns during the quest Shivering Timbers. Apparently, there's like multiple quests that did do that. So apparently, what happens is if you have a quest that spawns certain enemies when you go to a certain place, right? And you don't kill them, they don't despawn, they just stand there. And then the next person comes and all of a sudden there's already enemies there and that person has the quest as well and this quest also spawns more enemies and then all of a sudden you have like twice as many enemies and then you die and you can't finish the quest. Then these enemies stay there as well and then the next person comes and has the quest and it spawns more and they die. So when that happens, it's just like it just spawns more and more enemies that don't despawn. That causes basically like it has like two kind of implications. Like for someone just trying to do the quest, they just get overrun by 50 of these enemies, right? And they can't do anything against that, so they can't possibly finish the quest because it's just too many enemies for them to deal with. But other people have exploited that by just going there and killing all the enemies, which is technically a good thing because it gets rid of these enemies. But they've exploited that because they would like stand in one spot, so you could just drop AoE on top and just like cleave them all down, get massive amounts of XP and weapon mastery for that. So yeah, that's been exploited too. So that's good that this is fixed now. Fixed an issue that allowed players to initiate server transfers if they were in the tutorial. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, why would you? Fixed an issue causing the trading post to become unresponsive and delayed. Yeah. I had that. Really annoying. Improved server performance when a large number of players congregate in settlements. I want to see that. They said server performance. They should also work on the client performance because like FPS goes down significantly if you're like in a big settlement with a lot of people running around. That's a big FPS drops in there, so client performance should also be looked at a little bit. Fix an issue that caused some territory influence to not be properly recognized when lots of players turned in PvP missions simultaneously. Good. Fix an issue causing some player titles to be shown as uninitialized. Okay, there's like a lot of issues with the UI and titles in general. I constantly have, like, when I log in, my achievements and titles are gone, and it's just like, it's a mess. It's been going on for quite some time. It wasn't the beta, and now it's like it's still there. Even though I think they said they fixed it in the past, it's still there though. Fixed an issue where players could become stuck while fishing with lag. Well, that's what you get for fishing. Okay, that's all I have to say. No, just kidding. Fixed the UI notification for landing in a hotspot while fishing. I don't know what was wrong with that. I did some fishing. Never had any issues with the UI notification. Fixed the localization issue where bonus crafting percentage for tools were displayed as 0% for non-English languages. Fixed the time in Europe to properly account for the change from CEST to CET. Fixed an issue preventing gear score to increase past 589 from drop rewards. I mean, yeah, I heard from people that had that issue. I'm not anywhere near that. I'm like sitting at like 515 on some pieces. It's ridiculous. It takes way too long. Anyway, let's not ramble about that. And then they implemented a change to help us dig into the timed out while waiting for server to describe world issue. Yeah, so I heard of players that got stuck there. I hope it's fixed for them. I hope they can finally log into the game and play, because yeah, that was really annoying. I had people complain about that. Um, so yeah, honestly, a really good patch, and this is really important because I was waiting for this patch. I was waiting for a patch that would address a lot of these issues, because quite honestly, a lot of bad things happened lately. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Like the last couple of days, they were kind of annoying to play. There's so many issues, and every day you wake up and you have like a new bug and a new exploit, and just have to deal with that. Which, yeah, it's just very annoying. But I'm glad to see that they crack down on some of these issues, banning people that are, like coin sellers, exploiters, fixing a lot of combat issues, making the respec cheaper, which is a big deal here, and just overall a really nice patch. I'm happy to see the changes. I'm really glad they did that. They got it done, and let's just hope they didn't break anything else. I guess I'll find out when I log in later. Anyway, that's the news. I hope you liked it. Um, Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite change is, what you like the best, and what you want to see in the future from future updates. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with another video soon. Guys, take it easy. Bye-bye.